too bad that not every outboard motor comes with power trim and tilt. But don't worry, if you don't have it or you have a power assist unit like this and you want to add power trim and tilt, it's actually pretty easy to do. Panther, who develops all kinds of power steering systems, they have a very cool electric power trim and tilt system, several of them actually, and today we're going to install a Model 55 on this F40 and see how easy it is to install yourself. The first thing we do after reading the installation manual is measure the thickness of the transom so we can purchase any stainless hardware that we might need. Then we set about removing the Yamaha F40, which weighs about 220 pounds. The two of us could manage, but any heavier and you might want to hoist. It is also handy to have an engine stand to put it on, to keep it from falling over, which you can find on the Titan website. With the outboard off, we lay out the parts and the tools required. The tools you need include an electric drill with 3 or 4 drill bits from 1/8, 3/16 and up to 1/2 inch. You'll need 2 3/4 inch wrenches and a Phillips head screwdriver. There is some hardware you need to source as well. Now before you go to install it, one good tip is to test the unit. Hook it up to the battery, get the motor out, and just open it up all the way, trim it all the way up. Not to test it so much, but to open it to make it much easier to install. These lower bolts get covered up by the unit when it's all the way down. So now you can see we have access to top and bottom bolts. Now on this G3, we had to pull a little plate off and we had to pull one of these little bolts out, but I'm not worried about it because later, once we get this system mounted, we're going to drill a hole from the inside. There's nothing in the way here, and then we'll reinstall that bolt from the back. It just holds a little support bracket up. So you just want to make sure there's nothing in the way, there's no bolts in the way, there's no silicone, we cleaned all the silicone out, that you can mount this against the flush part of the transom. Nothing in the way. Well, now that we've got the motor off, we're just going to test fit to see if the holes line up that came with the unit. These do match most transoms, and it looks like it's going to work. We'll just line up some bolts. The trim and tilt bracket is pre-drilled with the Marine Industry Standard BIA bolt pattern, so there's a good chance you won't need any new holes in the transom. But if for some reason you do need to drill holes, you will find instructions on page 4 of the installation manual. Here we're using a marine grade RTV silicone as per the instruction manual, although you might want to use 4000. Because each installation is different, you will have to determine what mounting hardware is required for your particular situation. Just make sure you use high quality 1/2 inch stainless steel bolts. We're not going to tighten them fully, we're just going to snug them up. If you can rope a buddy in to help hold a wrench, that is super helpful too. We ended up reusing the existing transom bolts since they were more than long enough, but we did buy new bolts to secure the engine to the trim plate. So we raised it up to make it easier to get the bolts in, but now to put the motor back on, we hook it back up to 12 volt temporarily, and we'll trim her down to make it easier to get the motor back on. Now you'll notice when it's on the right way, that the lip of this, where the motor's going to be mounted to, is a little bit higher than the transom. But when you're trimmed down, the level should be relatively the same. However, we did check how far off the ground the skeg is, and we're going to make sure to use the same motor mount to get the motor in about the same spot. Secure each bolt with a nylon locking nut, making sure you tighten each nut evenly without over-torquing. If your motor bracket does not match the standard BIA bolt hole pattern, you can drill additional holes into the bracket to match the mounting holes of your motor bracket. Once the motor's mounted, there's not much more to do except mount the control box with 2 provided screws and attach the tilt mechanism. We're going to put it on the side of this seat bracket, this little transom bracket, so we don't punch any more holes in the transom. I don't know if we can. We have to punch a hole first. Nope. We need to drill a hole first. All right. Control box mounting. Somewhere out of the way. I like to protect it from the rain. Actually, it's pretty thick aluminum. Now the switch mounting location is very personal, and in this case it makes a lot of sense to mount the switch right on the gunnel next to the driver so that you can operate the tiller and the trim at the same time. So what do you think, Andrew? Where do you want it? Right here. Yeah? So you want to try and mount it right there? Oops. I think we could just Velcro it.
Yeah.
There's zip ties, but we actually got some really good two-side sticky tape.
Okay.
GoPro tape, we'll use that. But to do that, we're gonna have to run this wire underneath one of these little compartments. So we're gonna drill another little hole, but not through the transom, just to feed this wire and keep it completely hidden and out of the way. Oh, we made an existing hole work. With the switch line routed, it was time to connect it to the control box and the actuator, and then the battery. So we have slightly corroded terminals. I like to clean them up only because if you get a problem with the electrical later, it's usually due to a bad ground. And the bad ground is usually due to corroded terminals. That's where that dielectric grease comes in handy. Always put the main battery cables on first and put the auxiliary little accessory connections on second. We probably could have drilled another hole, dug out some of the foam, and buried the rest of the cable under the cover, as long as we don't pinch it. But Andrew preferred fewer holes in his boat and didn't mind the control cable sitting on top.
There you go, yeah.
Now, because this thing is very, very sensitive and can run in small increments, there's a little breather tube that you need to route somewhere where it's never going to get water in it. And the best place to route it is up inside the motor cowling. And we're going to go right through one of these existing little grommet spots. So pop the cowling off. There we go. Even give it a little zip ties right in the bag. Just going to zip these together to keep it out of the way. It's nice that we can use an existing grommet. We're not cutting or drilling any more holes. And we just got to secure this up somewhere where it can't flip upside down. So I think I'm going to stick it right back there. So I've just looped it around. Be careful not to pinch it or have it get pinched, and then I'm going to zip tie it to this guy right here. And that is it. We are done. The only thing left to do is test her out in the water and see how it works. There you go. There, she's trimmed up. How are we doing for speed? Being able to trim the engine up allowed Andrew's boat to gain 3 miles per hour on top with a better hole shot to boot. Not to mention the benefits of being able to trim up at the launch ramp. All in all, we managed this install in about 4 hours, plus the part shopping of course. For more information on this and other electric trim and lift kits, visit the Panther Marine website at panthermarineproducts.com.